Advice that doesn't really get circulated a whole lot, but the truth is women do not fall in love with nice men. Women do not fall in love with men who are people pleasers. In fact, the kind of woman that falls in love with this kind of man is the kind of woman that's interested in what this man can do for her, not who he really is. So you need to ask yourself, when you're dating, what kind of relationship do you actually want to have? Do you want a relationship that's based on transaction? What can I do for her so that I can earn something back? Or do you want a relationship that is born from respect? And if you want a respectful relationship, then you need to respect yourself. And if you respect yourself, then you'll understand what your boundaries are. And that means you need to be able to also earn respect from women. And the way you can earn respect from women is by standing up for yourself. So when a woman acts out immaturely, she cancels on you, she shows up late, she's demonstrating behavior that you know you don't want to tolerate, but the old version of you would say, well, I'll just put up with this so that I can continue to win her affection, is the kind of man that ends up in a transactional, loveless relationship. So if a woman does push your boundaries, then this is actually your chance. This is your chance to lead with a loving, firm, unshakable strength. I won't tolerate this in the relationship. I'm going to need you to do better. I'm sorry, but I can't continue pursuing this relationship when you don't respect my time. Because if you don't stand up for yourself, even at the cost of ruining the relationship that's in front of you, then you will spend your life trying to prove your worth to women who were just never there for you from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, this is decent basic advice for anybody. You want to put up boundaries, period. Everybody should put up boundaries. Everybody should have lines that they shouldn't cross, that that they don't want other people to cross. The problem is that she's basing a relationship on respect. No, a relationship is based on love. Okay, a relationship is based on attraction, sexual attraction, physical attraction, love. And that is built on knowing somebody's heart. That is built on loving somebody's character and their heart and their personality and who they are. You love that person. Even a relationship that's based on respect, although better than just a transactional relationship, which many relationships today are based on transactions, where the guy makes the money, the woman provides the intimacy and sex for the money. That's what she's talking about at the beginning. But he's a nice guy. Many women settle for nice guys because nice guys are predictable and they're easily, programmable, easily to manipulate, blah, 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 right? But she's saying, oh, do the respect thing. Well, respect is good and everybody should respect. In general, respect is earned on the one hand. On the other hand, in general, respect is something that you should grant to people just as human beings, right? So respect is basic for everybody. To say a relationship should only be based on respect is pretty shallow still. No, romance, love, affection, loving that person's character, loving that person's heart. Now, this question comes into play. Can women actually do that? Do women actually love men? Or do women seek after transactional relationships? What I see for the most part is women seeking after transactional relationships. They settle where they can control, where they like the lifestyle, where the money's good, where they feel safe financially. Those are where women settle down most of the time. It's not about love and affection. That's kind of secondary. That's on the back burner. And that's bad. That's why a lot of relationships are just not great relationships. That's why a lot of, but again, it calls into question, do women really love men? It's funny that women read romance novels when women are really not that romantic. They're actually very pragmatic when it comes to what they want in a man. They desire and they seek after this romance and all this fantasy kind of stuff. But in reality, what they really respond to, talking about what they respond to, not what they think they want or their desires or fantasies. I'm talking about what they respond to it's usually finances, it's usually the lifestyle, it's usually the guy that's not going to cheat on her, he's predictable. Yes, nice guys. There's a woman made a video a long time ago, she says, don't worry, nice guys, we want you later on down the road. It's just like, should have never made that video. You're just admitting female nature. Yeah, it's a messed up thing. I don't know the absolute truth. I think that women love the men they're with, but it's not the right kind of love. I think they love the men they're with in a appreciative way, in a way that, like, yeah, he's kind of in the same way a man would love a horse. Like, the horse is dependable. The horse gets him from A to B. You got an affection for the horse, but you're not in love with that horse. A man is in love with a woman, but he loves his horse because of the reliability. A person used this analogy a long time ago. It's a great analogy where women are, like riding on the horse carriage of a man. So the man he's useful. He's taking her somewhere, right? She's using him as a horse and carriage kind of deal. It's a good analogy. I think it's mostly true. I think women mostly settle down with men that are predictable, docile, providers. He's a peaceful guy, right? But this is why there's no passion. This is why the bedroom is dead. This is why they cheat, or they fantasize about all this, dirty sex, BDSM. What's that show? Is it Grey's Anatomy? No, not Grey's Anatomy. With Sasha Grey. I forget what that's called. There's a fantasy. They fantasize about like BDSM and whips and chains and all this stuff. It's because the guy's boring, right? He's boring in bed. They're tired of the same old sex, right? And a lot of the reason why that is because they were never that attracted to him in the first place. He's decent enough looking. She'll have sex with him, but it's not like her heart goes pump, 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 pump. This is why women chase the bad boys. It's that whole self-fulfilled prophecy of chasing the bad boys, getting rejected by the bad boys, and then crying about it, right? That's what it always is. It's like, chase the bad boys, get rejected, blame all men, go through your epiphany phase, decide to settle down and pick some beta nice guy who doesn't attract you that much, but he's docile, he's a provider. You got to figure out both. It's like, maybe you'll have to sacrifice some of your lifestyle. Maybe you'll have to sacrifice some of the finances to get the guy who maybe you really love and you're in love with, but he's maybe not as good of a provider as you want, or whatever. I would say 9 times out of 10, a woman is going to choose a good provider over a guy who's broke, but he's like, romantic, or she makes his heart go pump, pump, or he makes her heart go pump, 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 right? 9 times out of 10, they're going to choose the good lifestyle, the good provider. And then what ends up sacrificing? Sex, the bedroom. That's what sacrifices, the intimacy, because it's just not there to begin with. It's just not that great to begin with. It's good enough, maybe at first, but it's going to get really boring. It's not great. And so they cheat, or they get depressed, or they just fantasize about other things, and it's just other guys, and it's just it's not great, man. So no, respect and money is not enough. You need the love. You need to really be passionate about that person, and you need to really deeply love that person, and it needs to be physical. Yes, it needs to be sexual and physical. Yes. Eventually, in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that's going to go away, and then there's just going to be the love that's left over. But money can come and go too. So it's like, pick your poison. If women are choosing men only for money, that could go away. But also, the sex is passionless, right? If women are choosing guys just out of respect, that's fine. But what else does he bring to the table? But also, you should give everybody respect. That just goes without saying. Of course you should respect your partner, because they're your partner. They're your confidant. They're your helper. You guys go through life together. So yeah, you better respect that person, and part of love is respect. So when people say, "Oh," I hear this a lot for some reason, and people are like, "Oh, you need to respect that person. That's what it's all about. Your wife should respect you." Even the Bible says, "Respect your." It doesn't say, it doesn't charge women to love their husbands. It charges husbands to love their wives. It charges wives to respect the husbands. Well, I don't know why that is. I really don't. There's some things. There's some things in the Bible I can't explain. Okay, Paul even. I think Paul wrote that. He did. I think it's in Ephesians chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken. But Paul wrote that, and he also wrote 1 Corinthians, where he said, "My opinion is that people should stay single." Even though that kind of doesn't make sense, because most people want to have sex, most people want to have a partner, so it kind of doesn't make sense. So Paul said some things that were a little dubious. He said some things that were kind of like, I don't know if that's really true. Anyways, women should love their husbands. Maybe Paul knew. Maybe Paul knew more than we do. Maybe Paul knew female nature, and he knew that women couldn't love their husbands. And then maybe that's also why he said it's better for men to stay single. And he's got a point. He made a great point when he said that. I think it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, where he says the man is going to be pursuing after the woman, trying to please her. I think that's correct. I do think so. If you look at like the reason why, I've talked about this on my channel a lot. If you look at the reason why men are always trying to get better cars, trying to get better clothes, trying to get in better shape, it's for women. So how much time do we actually spend trying to impress women? And then once you get her, she's going to want you to invest all this time in her, and she's going to want you to take her out. And if you don't, she's going to feel unhappy. She might leave you. She might divorce you. So there's guys who are like dancing monkeys, and they got to keep their wives entertained. He made a good point. I don't know if that's the ultimate answer, but I would say ideally your woman should want to impress you. I've had women take me out to dinner. I've had women spend money on me. I've had women give me presents because they were that much into me. If a woman is really into you passionately, she'll pay for you. She'll do stuff for you. She'll buy you things. A lot of guys don't know this because they've never experienced this. I haven't experienced it a lot, but I've experienced it several times in my past from different women. Okay, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, if a woman really loves you, she's really passionate and pump, her heart goes pump for you, she'll do stuff like that. She'll buy you cologne, or she'll buy you shoes, or she'll take you out to eat, or whatever. She'll drive. I had a woman drive 45 minutes one way and 45 minutes back to see me a couple times a week because she liked me that much. I'm just saying, this whole, it's always reversed. They always reverse shit. Oh, the man's supposed to impress the woman. Okay, I don't know why the Bible says that, but it's probably true for the most part. But again, if you got a woman who's really passionate about you, if you can find that, find that. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't get into all this stuff. Maybe you shouldn't date. Maybe it's like, if you're going to be doing this dancing monkey shit where you always got to impress her and she's just not in the mood tonight. Oh, it's been like that for a week, honey. I'm just not in the mood. She's not attracted to you, dude. She's not. You're not that hot because you're boring. And this is the problem with predictable. Predictable is boring. And this is why so many women are bored. They choose the predictable guy because he's safe and he provides the comfortable lifestyle, peaceful, comfortable lifestyle. But then they turn around and they're like, I'm bored. I can't orgasm with this guy. He's so boring. He's just, the sex isn't hot. And this is why they'll chase bad boys from here to kingdom come. If you learn how to be a bad boy, I've done it before. If you learn how to be a bad boy and you're good at sex, my goodness, women they'll climb mountains to find you. Okay, a lot of guys don't experience that, and it's not, again, I'm not bragging. It's just the truth. I'm just all about the truth. So you gotta have love, man. Respect is cool, money's cool. But those things can come and go. You can lose respect for somebody. You can lose money. What doesn't go away is love. Love is part of devotion. Yes, okay, I shouldn't say love. Love can go away. That's true. But when you decide to love somebody and you are in love with somebody and your heart does feel that way for somebody, that's the ideal. Everything else is transitory. Money can come and go. Respect can come and go. niceness can come and go. He can become a jerk, or he could change, or it's you that's what love is about. Going through the seasons with somebody, highs and lows, seasons, summers, winters, fall, spring. There's different occasions, different seasons. If you can't go through seasons with somebody, then you don't really love them. Or if the only reason you're even sticking with that person is because you don't have any better options, you just settled. He's got a house, he's got the money, he loves you, he dotes on you. Well, that's good enough, I guess. But there's no passion. It's not going to work. I mean, it might work, but it's not the ideal. You're not going to be happy long term. I've seen it, man. There's so many relationships out here that are really just transactional. And even I would say that respect thing is transactional. You might respect a man, but it's still kind of transactional. I'm sure there's many women who are married to men that they respect and who they think are nice, good quality men, but it's still somewhat transactional because they're not really that attracted to that guy. I've seen it a lot too. A lot of women are just like, I just do not have passion for this guy at all. I love him, in a kind of affectionate way, but I don't have passion for this dude. I'm not romantically in love with this guy. I love him. It's almost like a brother-sister relationship. It's almost like a roommate relationship. It's kind of weird. It actually is kind of weird. I don't know. I'm glad, in a way, I'm glad I never married, because it's like, spare me from that shit. Like, does that happen after the romance dies? Or I don't know what that is, because I don't want to be, it's like you're married to your sister or something. It's like, or you're married to a roommate. It's just weird. It's like, hey, passing somebody in the hallway. Hey, yeah. It's like, it's real. I don't know, man. Like, this is why I say, if you can't find somebody who just really turns you on physically, you can't find somebody who really is just passionate about you, it's like, what's the fucking point? And like, if women can't be like that for men, then it's actually kind of sad. It's actually a bad deal for men. It's actually a bad deal for men, honestly. It's like, you're getting married to this woman who's not very passionate about you, and she's just choosing you because you're good, because she respects you as a good quality man who will raise her kids or take care of her or provide for her. That's so respectful. He's a provider and it's respectful. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, where's the passion? I don't think I'd want that as a man, So spare those men, basically. Anyway, I appreciate y'all listening. Jay Lee Northwest Podcast. Take care.